This is Grapplers Talk.
What is up, everybody?
Yo, 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 everybody.
This is Grapplers Talk, back at you with another episode. How you doing, Chris?
Man, dude, I'm still coming down from that weekend.
What weekend?
Last weekend, bro.
What happened last weekend?
ADCC, CJI, bro.
Oh, man.
It was
Dude, what
awesome jiu-jitsu all weekend long, dude. Jam-packed. Till like 1 a.m, almost one day, right?
Yeah. Man, it was an action-packed weekend, man. I'm sure a lot of people, I saw a lot of posts, a lot of people went
A lot of people
out there and checked it out and did some, the ADCC Open. I saw a lot of familiar faces out there, and man, it was an awesome weekend of grappling, and I'm excited to talk about it this episode. We're kind of going to go over some of the best points of ADCC CJI weekend. But I'll tell you what, man, for grapplers, it was like a Super Bowl.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
Not only did we recently have like the Olympics and wrestling and all of that, but then like just shortly after we have ADCC CJI weekend.
Yeah,
like,
dude, it was nuts, dude. Like, it was just awesome ass grappling all weekend long, dude.
yeah.
And, my kids were pissed because I was taking the TV up, but
Yeah.
you know, like, it was just awesome, dude. I hope they can continue to have something like that, like next year. I know
Yeah.
CJI is gonna be back.
Yeah, man. I thought both shows were really, really awesome. I mean, people can talk shit on ADCC. There was still a group of motherfuckers in there ready to throw down. Like,
Yeah, dude, they're both.
they did not kill ADCC in any sort of way. Maybe numbers wise and crowd audience and all that, but
They both had superstars, dude.
you know, I have an interesting take. So CJI was Friday and Saturday, while ADCC was Saturday and Sunday.
Right.
Okay, so if you were smart, right,
Okay.
you can go to CJI Friday night. Okay, close it out. Go stay till 1 a.m. if you have to, right? It's better than being at a bar.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
You're watching good grappling. You go home, you get some sleep, or you go to your Airbnb or your hotel, you get some sleep. Okay, next morning you wake up early. Okay, you have some breakfast. Okay, whatever you do in the morning time, you take your morning shit, whatever it is, okay? And then you go to ADCC all morning long. Okay, CJI is not till what, 5, 6 o'clock on Saturday?
Right.
So you stay at ADCC, you watch jiu-jitsu all day long. If you're a fan of Gordon Ryan, you stay and watch his match. If you're not, you jam out to CJI as soon as the absolute's over, right?
I think
Or
a lot
as
of
soon as
people
the bracket's
did
over.
exactly what you just said.
I think that's how it worked, man.
I think that was a lot of people's itinerary. Because
I don't know, but that's a busy itinerary.
There's a lot
if
of
they
people
did.
from this area that went, dude. Like,
Yeah.
there's a couple people from Strive, a couple people from Tracy, like people from
Yeah.
Sacramento.
That's the way to get your money's worth for sure.
Yeah, I
Right?
mean, dude,
And
that's
then
awesome.
and then you stay another day and you go to ADCC all day on Sunday,
right,
right?
yeah. See the finals, see the absolute, see the super fight, the last one. By the way, what'd you think of those super fights?
Which ones?
Gordon Ryan's.
Gordon Ryan's super fights. I thought Gordon Ryan's super fights were interesting. I thought Felipe Pena was putting on a really good performance all day, and then he even looked pretty good in the match.
All weekend, bro.
He tweaked his knee.
Yeah.
If you look at the match closely, right, Gordon Ryan, he did an interview I watched where he kind of went over both matches, and he said he like tore his LCL or something like that, or he's pretty sure he slightly tore it or messed it up pretty good. And the interesting thing was, like, you look at the way Felipe got his knee, man, and he really torqued that fucker.
Yeah.
And I thought he did pretty well, and kind of a boring match. You know, I know they know each other really well, so I know what to expect with that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. I've seen the UFC, and you know, when people know each other, it's a whole different match. But overall, I think Gordon did what he needed to do to get the 2 points to win.
Yeah,
You know, I
wasn't
would've-
impressed on Gordon Ryan's behalf. Like, he always talks a big game, like he's gonna just destroy everybody, and then he goes out the last couple times and just and if they're not extremely smaller than him or a belt level lower than him, like, he's gonna go to points or decision. It's
Yeah.
kind of boring lately.
Yeah, I mean, it's a risky match though. Philippe was looking good, man. He had a lot up
He
his
did
sleeve.
good all weekend,
so
dude.
yeah,
Like, he had 2 matches before that, leading up to that match with Gordon Ryan, bro. Like he went through
he
the
looked
first,
great. He looked great.
Yeah,
From
I
the
was
start,
impressed with
like he
him.
was real strong. He was subbing people. You know, he was getting in there. He was handling business, and he looked good, man.
Yeah.
I think it kind of killed my vibe for him the next day. Like I wasn't as excited to see him after he lost to Gordon because it was like, well, I mean, yeah, he may win the division, but I mean, Gordon really owns the fucking shit, right? I mean, he does.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm excited to see kind. Well, how do you? Okay, let's talk about this real quick. I heard 4 different ways to say.
Yes,
Kaynan
they did
Duarte's
pronounce it
name.
several
4
different times.
ways,
yeah,
bro. And I don't know how to say it the right way. So if I say it incorrectly, whoever's a fan of his, I'm sorry. But Kaynan Duarte, I'm gonna say it that way because it's the easiest for me.
We're not Portuguese.
That guy
We're
is
not
Brazilian.
Brazilian.
And I'm excited for that match. I know he's a little smaller than Gordon Ryan, but what sucks to me is that we have to wait 2 damn years to see that thing.
You think he's gonna do it?
I don't know. Gordon might have a tummy ache again. He might have his knee issue. I don't know. He's got an excuse every time.
I don't think Gordon's gonna. I don't know how long he's gonna keep doing these super fights. Like,
I don't know. I mean, why
I
not?
think
They're gonna
eventually-
pay him. Hey, did you see Craig Jones talking shit about Gordon Ryan took a picture with John Jones, said, "My friends are here to support me," and Craig Jones goes, "Hey, ADCC paid him $50,000 to be there, so he's not your friend, bro. He's making money."
They're good buddies though. They roll around a lot.
That's still funny though.
I think I saw John Jones do an interview and he was saying he was there to fucking support Gordon Ryan, the best grappler in the world.
Yeah, for $50,000.
No, dude.
Did
They're
he not?
homies.
Did he
They're
get paid?
homies.
Did he get paid?
Yeah, but I have no idea.
I'm just saying.
I didn't see a check go out.
Okay.
I don't know the logistics of the fucking
You haven't
business.
seen a check ever go out to any of these fighters.
That's
Doesn't mean they're
what
not
I'm
getting
saying.
paid, bro.
Yeah, but just because Craig
'cause
Jones
you didn't
says
say
it
it.
happened doesn't mean that it happened.
Yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, huh? Craig Jones is like Facebook. If he says it, it's official.
No.
I'm just playing.
No.
around.
Craig Jones,
He's hella funny though.
okay. So Craig Jones is all right. He kind of. I wish he would be a little more serious.
Yeah,
Like,
it's hard to tell sometimes if he's joking. Or
the
not.
semantics, like it's like okay, like
I like him though.
it's funny, right? But like I didn't need that entrance and all that, like to
Oh,
make
yeah,
that
dude,
even
that was entertaining,
better.
bro.
Like, I mean, come on, dude. Like it was like a Jackass thing. That's what it reminded me of, like Jackass.
The whole transgender match thing or intergender match thing was, dude. Like,
You better watch that.
yeah, you know what
Might
I
have
mean.
to
The
bleep that
intergender
out.
match, right? Like they're not going to continue that, are they?
What do you
think
mean?
they're going to keep doing the intergender matches?
I mean, if it makes sense, but I don't think any of them make sense.
I think it was just a really good way to promote this first CJI, and it worked.
It was
It was entertaining.
it was
really
humorous. It was humorous, but like I don't need it. You know what I mean? Like I was excited about the match without the smoke and the strip
What do
show.
you need though? Do you need the
I just need good
matches getting
grappling.
broken up every
I just
10
need good
seconds because
grappling.
Mika Gaval can't stay inside of his little square? Because that's extremely boring to me, seeing a match get broken up every 10 seconds.
What are you referring to?
ADCC, bro.
I mean, you choose to watch it, right? It's up to you.
When CJI is not
They have
on.
a different rule set, man. That's the
I
thing.
think that wall was huge in helping stop that kind of that thing because it can stop momentum. You know, if you pause a match and then try to reset them in the same position, you're pausing momentum. But I think that wall helped a lot in keeping people's momentum, keeping things going, keeping the match going, not having to break it up as much. That was pretty awesome. I think.
I like the wall. I
Yeah.
think right now it's a gimmick thing that everyone's trying to do something like that. The karate combat,
But I think they fell into something though, because how many matches got stopped?
it's just funky.
I didn't
it was
see
it
any.
was a different rule set too. Like that's what you got to consider too. They also had more space. That what do they call it? The alley was
Yeah.
pretty long, dude.
Right.
Like it was a huge space where ADCC has 3 different mats going.
But they were very successful in not having any of their matches be stopped.
Yeah, I
And I appreciate that. I like that. You know, and I think it bodes well for the wrestlers too, where they can continue their takedowns into the wall and like kind of use the wall to their advantage after that, you know, as opposed to being stuck and all of a sudden you have to go start over in a double leg with your head on the outside, you know, because you had the momentum for the double, but not, you know what I mean? Now you're in a
Right.
dangerous position on the restart.
So how would you want to do it? Would you want to see like ADCC if they were to change mats, right? I'm gonna be like devil's advocate. How would you want them to to do it? Would you want 3 walls, or would you want one big one that everyone goes in, and it taking a little bit longer to go through the brackets?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it just depends. CJI did it really well, you know. They had a really good format.
They had 2 brackets compared to ADCC had,
Sure.
you know, 4 times as many brackets.
Right. No, you're
So
right.
to keep the action going, I mean, obviously, and even CJI, to go till 1 a.m, that's like, I'm sure a lot of viewers, I was falling asleep. Like,
Dude, I did fall
like
asleep.
I'm getting older. I don't stay
Yeah.
up that late. So
Yeah.
like, I love jujitsu, and I was so amped up, and I was like trying to keep my eyes open, you know,
Yeah.
with everything I had in me. But like, dude, like 1 a.m is a long time. So like, how would you want ADCC to go about their wall or whatever
I don't
they
know.
were?
That's above
would
my
be
pay
doing.
grade. I just think it's a good idea for them to what is it? The R&D, rob and duplicate, we say
Yeah.
in our field.
Right.
I think it's a good idea for them to look into it at least and try to adapt it to their own way. It's
Yeah.
not my job to do that, but you know, in the same sense, I'm just pointing out a fact that CJI had less matches interrupted because they were out of bounds or in the hallway or on the damn fucking floor,
Yeah.
rolling underneath the table. You know what I
But
mean?
I mean, that's kind of been a thing in jiu-jitsu for how long? Like, you go to
But it doesn't
tournaments all
have
the
to be a
time.
thing.
And
I mean, how many people get frustrated when they get broken up when they're on the outside and they got something either locked in or they're getting ready to transition, and all of a sudden they stop. And then the referee has to look at all your grips and everything like that and put you back.
I mean, I don't think it's that big of a, like, it's not that, for me, it's not that much of a killing the thing for me. It's not killing
How
the
do you
vibe. It's like,
figure?
all right, they reset, whatever.
How do you figure?
I mean, in sports, sports get stopped all
it's
the time.
definitely gonna stop
in
the
baseball,
momentum.
it stops momentum. In basketball, there's momentum stoppage. In
Those
football,
are totally different sports, dude. I'm talking
just
about
saying in
this
all
grappling
sports,
here,
like-
where we now have the answer to not having it broken up.
I don't know. I just think it delays the tournament more. Like, if you're gonna put them in one ring, right? You can't really do it efficiently with time, right?
You don't think breaking up a match every 20 seconds is not efficient?
I don't think it's that big of a deal, Chris. Like, I think you're
Really?
looking too much into that.
No, I think you're just not seeing it. Really, I think you
Yeah.
got some blinders on. You
I
just
mean,
love
in
ADCC.
jiu-jitsu World League, it happens, right? People go into
Sure.
other mats. They
World
stop
League's
it.
not the same thing.
In
Though.
grappling
we're talking
X,
about like
I'm-
these high level.
I'm
this,
just
this
saying in general.
big promotion is what we're talking about,
Like-
not the local tournament.
Like, and they're resetting them back into the positions too. Like,
Right,
so it's
but
not
what
like
I'm saying is this stops momentum. There is momentum in a lot of those positions that get stopped. They don't stop it if there's a submission. That's obvious, right?
I'm not
but,
gonna-
But still, and also, who wants to go fighting on the floor outside and roll around 20 feet off the floor and start getting all that rug burn, right? Like, if there's an answer to stopping that, why not?
I think
Why not
that's
at least
kinda
look
like-
into it? That's all
I
I'm
don't think
saying.
they care to though. Like,
I
it's-
see that.
I don't think that's a killing point for ADCC. I think their biggest issue is, like, how are they going to pay fighters? Like, I think that's what they need to focus on, not how are they going to keep action going when people fly off the mat.
I'm just saying that was a difference between the
Like-
two. That was a good difference. I'm saying you're the one that's trying to argue against it. I just think it was a good difference and something positive from CJI that definitely helped.
It
It
just-
helped a lot of the momentum. I mean, especially for guys like Cade and Andrew Tackett. That kind of a match, you can't. It's hard to stop something like that when they're constantly going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Something like that is what I'm talking about.
I think the right people entered into the right tournaments that they should have been into.
That makes
Right?
sense. Yeah.
They're explosive guys. They enter into something where there's an angled wall that's going to benefit them, right? The Tackett brothers can jump off of it and do triangles. We've seen it, right? The
Yeah.
Rotolo brothers can do cartwheels off of it.
Right.
So I think they were in the right tournament for them. Like for me, like I understand ADCC and how they go about like a more traditional rule set, more traditional style of matches, right? They go tournament bracket and this and that. I do think that like there is things that they can improve on, definitely. Like they're kind of like a clusterfuck when it comes to points. That was my biggest takeaway of
CJI?
ADCC.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Dude, they'll give people points. 5 seconds later, take them away. 2 seconds later, give them back. Like that was fuck where the guys are rolling. I don't give a
Right.
fuck about that, right? But the points mean a lot, right? And you can't go ahead and give somebody points for 2 minutes. They think they're ahead and then take them away at the end.
Yeah.
And it happened a lot.
I think
dude.
there's a lot of somebody at the table dictating stuff, because I saw at one point, you know, that long curly haired dude that looks like Weird Al Yankovic, he's the referee on there. I saw at one point him look at the table and say both guys, and then he gave both guys either a warning or took away a point. So he's like, that's his decision to make, but he's getting that direction from the table from somebody. So that could have to do with the confusion on the points, is that maybe there was a lot of
things like that. Yeah, there was a lot of that going on, and to where, like, I mean, I remember, I don't know if it was a Victor Hugo match or something like that, but he thought he was up on points and he wasn't, you know?
No, that was, no, you're right. Who was that? That was like two or three people, actually. I think there was a ladies match that happened too.
Yes, that happened in a women's match.
I think it happened to Kendall Rusing.
Yeah.
And somebody else too.
Real weird, you know. Like I'd rather it be cut and dry. I love the open scoring in the CJI. Yeah. Like I thought that was real interesting.
How do you feel about the 3 5-minute rounds? I know that makes the tournament longer and all that, but how do you feel about that?
Well, shit, man. How do you feel? That stops momentum, right?
I mean, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I get your point on that, but I mean, if you're
going I didn't mind it.
If you're going into the rule set knowing that there's going to be a stoppage at 5 minutes, it doesn't.
Now you take my shit.
No, I'm just saying, bro.
No. I'm with you though. I 100%.
think it's pretty cool, and I like the idea of the judging and all that. Like, it's different. It's a different aspect in jiu-jitsu for sure.
I like it because okay, you could look at it several different ways, right? You get your Rotolo shit, right? Where they're putting it on you, okay? And it lets you reset to where now you're on your feet. You may go about it differently, right?
Right.
So I like that. But it does have its downsides, right? When someone's working towards a choke or something and then 3 seconds, boom, no choke, right? Yeah. Like, they could have ended that shit. Yeah. So there's goods, then there's bads to it. Sure. But I didn't have a problem with it. I think as long as the open scoring was as transparent as possible, like, there were some judges, there was at least one judge that I felt like was a little bit off with his scoring or her scoring or whatever. But
sometimes it was kind of like, what? You're the only one that doesn't agree.
Yeah. So it was a little different, but it wasn't bad overall. You know, I can dig it. Yeah. I liked it.
So let me ask you this then. Was it Cade after his match with Levi Jones-Larry was kind of complaining about him just sitting in guard? What do you feel about that situation?
I mean, that's a stylistic thing, right? He's a guard player, so he's going to play his game, right?
It's not a secret.
I do think it's a boring style for that. I mean, you're in $1 million tournament, you better do something.
Yeah, but that's the thing too that I think is the problem is you're going to do what you can to win that $1 million, right?
Right.
And you don't give a shit if you're boring as long as you got that 7-figure check at the end of the day.
Yeah. But like when it comes to like not engaging, that's a problem, you know?
Right.
Like,
yeah. And I think we talked about it yesterday a little bit. Like, Cade was doing what he could to get around. Yes, he couldn't do it, right? That was obvious. But at the same time, Levi Jones couldn't submit him or sweep him either.
Right.
Like, it was pretty much a cat's match right there. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And but Cade was being aggressive. You know, I didn't really see Levi Jones-Larry kind of doing anything other than sitting in guard and trying to just lasso the leg with his leg. You know what I mean? Just kind of trying to get in some sort of entry on the legs that he could without being that aggressive. It was really weird.
So then that's where I think you really got to dig deep into like your scoring diagram.
Right.
You know, and
aggression,
what are we scoring? Are we scoring aggression or are we scoring defense? Right.
Right.
Because if he's on his back and he's down, that's a defensive position.
Right.
Okay. Like, I mean, however you want to look at, you know, jiu-jitsu or martial arts, yeah, there's offensive moves from there, but it's a defensive position. Hands up, you know, in guard, right?
Yeah. And you like the guard, right?
I love the guard.
Coming from
I respect
guard player,
the guard.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just want to point that out.
Yeah.
That it's not, we're not just bashing guard players. It's just a fact. If you're on your back,
but like,
you're not in the best position.
You know, that's another thing. Like, if you leave it up to the judges, right? And they tell you not to do that for a reason. So you want to go out there and you want to try to submit. That's your goal. That should be what you should be working towards.
No, I didn't see. Do you know that? Did you recognize the names of the judges by chance?
I didn't pay enough attention.
See, okay, because that's something I would be interested in seeing if there anybody with any kind of credentials, any kind of history.
What
of
are their
competition.
credentials?
Right, like if you told me you had some guys in there that were
If it's Hodger Gracie
Right.
and Eddie Bravo and and people like that, that'd be
but
different.
then again, you can't have those guys because they still have ties to some of these
A
competitors.
lot of them.
You know what I mean?
There's 10th Planet guys.
Right.
Yeah.
So I can see that. But no, it was just still a kick-ass weekend. Whether you
Yeah.
liked one or the other, whether you got beef with one or the other, it was just a badass weekend of both sides, dude, of jiu-jitsu.
I did want to bring up some of the biggest upsets of the weekend. Obviously,
yes.
Victor Hugo went into that CJI being like the number
Blew
one
my
guy,
mind,
right?
bro.
And he handled it. He handled it, right?
Dude.
The homie fucking leg locked the fuck out of him, bro.
So as all the listeners know, I've been giving Dave shit for a few weeks now about not knowing who Victor Hugo is. And Victor Hugo was favored, man. He was the number 1 seed, and I really had faith in him, man. And goes to show, I mean, in this game, everybody can get caught. You got to be on your toes at all times. And as soon as that happened, I got my phone. I looked at my phone and I saw Dave Pearson. I was like, "You motherfucker!
Yeah,
don't
man.
you call me?"
I was
You
just
called
like,
me right after.
I couldn't believe it, man. I was blown away. Like number 1 seed, like
Within like a minute or two, wasn't it?
it was quick, dude.
Yeah, it was just
real
like
quick.
a quick trip and an entry and
It just wasn't his night, you know, and it's a bummer because like I wonder, because wasn't he gonna do ADCC and
I don't
get into
know.
that?
I don't know.
I don't know, man, but man,
What was your favorite upset of the weekend? Because there was a few.
okay? Pixley over Miragali
Dude.
was probably like up
Number
there.
1, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one was real good. Bia Mosquita got beat too. She got like
she took third in the absolute though,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think she took
Maybe,
third in
but-
the absolute.
Yeah, she's all right, but like, man, she should win every time. But yeah, Pixley over Miragali had to been like up there, dude. Like because Miragali was talking so much shit, man.
So much,
much.
dude.
Like him and Gordon were posting things like, "Oh, celebrating Miragali's victory ahead of time, like
Everybody
before the
was
tournament
talking
even started."
shit about his blonde hair too, saying
Yeah.
he's trying so hard to be like Gordon Ryan. In his interview beforehand, he was like, "In my mind, I've already won."
Yeah.
Just going on, and I'm like, dude.
And his shoulder's fucked up. He's gonna be out for a while. It looks like he's having surgery. He announced today on his Instagram, and
Yeah, dude.
he tore a bunch of ligaments and tendons in there, which I know firsthand how that feels. But he fucked up, and he got a wrestler,
yeah.
and he got fucking
Well,
his
y-
ass.
and he
whooped.
tried to wrestle the wrestler. Like how many times? Like he wrestled up in
Yeah.
that situation. He wrestled up, and that's what got him. Then he tried to underhook,
Yeah.
and that's what got him thrown on his shoulder. But it was the same throw he got hit with earlier in the match, so it's not
Yeah.
like it was a surprise.
It wasn't a surprise. Yeah,
He
Pixley
just-
was hitting it all day.
He underestimated
Yeah.
Pixley, and he got too cocky.
Yeah,
And
dude.
Pixley's a stud, dude.
Dude, for a purple belt, man, and he hasn't been training jiu-jitsu more than like 4 years.
He makes me
dude.
want to turn my purple belt in, bro.
Yeah, dude.
And drop
That's
down a
one
notch,
purple
dude.
belt. Like, if you
Jeez,
get in the
dude.
division with Pixley, you're like, fuck, man.
I'd love to have a match with him just cause, but
Dude, he's tall, he's long, he's hard to figure out. His tie-ups are real strong.
and you know
Like,
he's good at those throws. You've seen him.
Dude, those throws are
His
beautiful.
wrestling in general, dude. His
Yeah.
wrestling in general is what really has carried him into where he's at now. And now he's putting it together with his jujitsu and like he went straight from that takedown right into
Yeah.
submission attempt. Right.
He's got a hell of a fucking like, dude. His squeeze on his chokes, bro, is like insane, bro. Like
Yeah.
he's got a good squeeze
yeah,
on
dude,
that.
He's a strong dude.
Like Miragali was red, bro. Like he was like fully.
Yeah.
Like imagine that squeeze going
Yeah.
around and like having that NCAA wrestler on top of you, bro.
Yeah, Pixley was
Yeah,
that was
he's
good.
savage.
He had a great performance. I do have to shout out this performance just because I was super impressed. My wife and I were watching Adele Fornorino. I'm gonna butcher this. Fornorino. Adele Fornorino, the Australian lady, she won the 55 kilogram division and then won absolute as
Yeah.
the smallest one
Yeah.
there, bro.
Yeah, that's pretty
Double
savage.
gold as the smallest one there, dude.
That's
And
pretty savage.
That's pretty badass, dude. So that's
Yeah.
congratulations to her, dude. That's impressive.
Yeah.
Among a lot of people this weekend, dude. Like, hey, Dante Leon, dude, in the absolute.
I'll tell you what, dude. One of the best matches of the weekend had to been J-Rod and John Bardoni,
Giancarlo.
Giancarlo Bardoni, dude.
In the finals, yeah.
Yeah.
That was
because,
dope.
dude, that was a hell of a match. Like, you could feel the intensity between B Team and John Danaher's squad,
New
dude.
Wave?
Yeah,
New Wave,
man.
yeah.
Yeah, New Wave. And you could feel it, dude. Like, it was like they had to win that match. And B Team put it on him, but man, Giancarlo is big this year, dude. He's bulky. Like, he gained a
savage.
lot more muscle than he's had in the past ADCC. Like,
Yeah, and he didn't he win it last year? Or?
Yeah, he won last time,
I
too.
mean, he's got the track record, and
but
he's
dude,
a
he's
beast.
so much bigger this year. Like,
But look who he's training with too.
He's
like
huge.
He, as much shit as I talk about Gordon Ryan, like that guy is a savage, and so is Marigali, even though he just fucked up, right? But he's got these guys in the training room to train with to get ready for this shit. So it's like, dude, and he's got John Danaher in his corner, like. Yeah, it was a really good final though. I was impressed that J-Rod got all the way there, to be honest. Like,
dude, he was killing it, bro.
I didn't think he was gonna just
Killing
get
it.
there like that. Like he did really well, man. And it was dude, just the whole weekend, bro, was so sick, dude. Like,
Yeah.
But no, one of my other favorite matches I was saying is in the Absolute, Dante Leon and Mika Galvao.
Yeah.
Dude, he
That was
got
a
him,
good
took him
match.
out, bro. I was
Yeah.
like, what? Submitted him, dude.
Yeah.
Submitted Mika Galvao. That was impressive. Went on to win the bronze medal.
Yeah.
It was badass.
That was good, man. Like, there was so many good matches on the weekend, dude. And that little moment with Mika Galvao and the Olympian girl.
Oh yeah, that's his
Dude, I didn't know
girlfriend.
they were dating. Like,
They announced it on there, and I was like, "What?"
yeah,
Yeah.
that was like a big surprise. I was like,
Yeah.
what in the world? And then, like, they made it a moment,
Yeah.
Like, I thought that was whatever. But
What about Wagner Roach at the ripe old age of 42 or
yeah,
43?
man, those older guys, even him, Cyborg, like,
yeah, Cyborg. I
Dude.
mean, he got taken out by Kynan Duarte, dude. That's not.
yeah, man,
That's
Cyborg
not
was
uncommon.
dude, those older guys were killing it for the weekend, man.
Yeah,
Like,
dude. I don't know what's in the water down there.
you know
but-
what's in the water down there, dude. Those Brazilians were all jacked, bro.
Dude, what was
all
that?
of them.
What's that one kid's name? The Hokage guy. I can't pronounce his name. That kid is so jacked for his little stature. It's like, dude, come
Yeah.
on. It's not even. It's too obvious at this point.
What was your take on old Luke Rockhold getting his ass whipped?
By Pat Downey.
Yeah,
I'm not surprised. What was the last thing Luke Rockhold did?
I think he had a UFC fight where he
Or did he
lost.
do bare knuckle once or something?
He might have.
Like I just not surprised. And Pat Downey's always been a dog, dude.
Dude, he wasn't. I didn't understand. Like, he didn't look like he was trying. I guess his back was fucked up going into it.
I did see a video of him like beforehand, like walking all crooked, and like
Yeah.
you could see there's something that's seriously bulging on the like one side of his hip or something.
Yeah,
And if he went into it with that, then yeah, that's understandable. You still got to give it a go for $1 million and
Yeah.
get your payday for 10,001.
yeah.
But I'm still not surprised. Like I said, Pat Downey's always been a dog, and Luke Rockhold just hasn't really been doing much lately. I don't know what he's doing. So I'm not surprised there. But
Yeah. Do you feel like Nikki Rodriguez had a favorable path to the finals?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100% I do.
He subbed to everybody.
That's not to say he's not very impressive and good and technical and probably would have done it anyways. But yeah, I do 100% think he had the easiest path possible.
Yeah.
What was his?
Who do you think had the toughest path?
Through the 90 or through the
Through either one.
either one? That's a tough one. This is going to be an unpopular probably answer because he didn't go all the way, but Levi Jones Leary had it really tough.
I thought so too.
He had it really tough. What was his first match? Was oh man, who was his first match? It wasn't Ty, was it?
No, but he subbed them, and then he had Ty.
Then he had Ty, and then he ended up
yeah.
having Cade too.
Yeah, anytime you get both Rotolo brothers, you're fucked.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, dude.
Like,
yeah.
and he did well against Ty. He didn't he injure him in that match?
Yeah, Ty got hurt and
Twisted up his knee or something.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then went on and I don't think Ty was done after that, right? That was a one and done thing. Yeah. So I don't know what happened. I just know that he hurt like his knee or something.
I noticed
during the match.
him limping back to the corner during one of the rounds, and I thought that
Yeah.
was odd. And then he came in and he was kind of slowed down on the way he was passing or trying to pass, and I was like, okay, something might be up. And
Yeah.
but he kept going, so it's hard to tell with those guys. They play possum really, really well.
Yeah, dude. A lot of these guys will just keep going, and it's like, it hurts, but their adrenaline must be so high, especially with the crowd going like that, dude. I mean, that was a pretty fire crowd. Both crowds.
Yeah.
ADCC, CJI, both crowds were.
That was the
Badass.
first time I thought that somebody was going to get their shit broken, because like for $1 million, like, yeah, break my shit.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Show me what you got. dude.
Yeah. and I'm sure a lot of people have that mindset. Like, I don't give
Yeah.
a shit, dude. Go ahead.
Yeah.
But no, dude, it was just awesome. But yeah, like I said, Levi Jones-Leary impressed me on his way there. I know he didn't win it all, but then I know that, it's out there that he's a boring match to watch, whatever.
Yeah.
But I was still impressed. Like, you took out some big names on the way up, and
Yeah.
and even though you lost, I think he lost by decision, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, it was still pretty impressive.
Yeah. Cade got him at the end. He I think he took his back or something like that, or
Yeah.
tried to set something up.
Scored
But
something,
yeah, it was a pretty close match all the way through, So like you can't take nothing away from any one of those guys. Like, it was a great card. I thought it was awesome, dude. Like, I love the Mackenzie Dern Fiona Davies match was really, really good.
Yeah.
Man, I thought Mackenzie Dern would do a little bit better than that, dude. She was really overmatched. She
Yeah,
just got
Fionn-
fucked up.
Fionn Davis, she impressed. She's impressive, dude.
Yeah.
Like, but I mean, she's a world champion.
Yeah.
So what did
Yeah,
I mean, Mackenzie Dern is too, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, I was just hoping like Mackenzie Dern had a little bit more in there, but
Yeah.
she was really overmatched. Let's talk about the best match of the weekend that everyone's talking about. Let's talk about Craig Jones, Gabby Garcia.
Bro,
Let's
listen.
talk about
So here,
entertainment value.
You said
okay.
best match of the weekend, and my head went to Cade Rutolo, Andrew Tackett, and you brought out Craig Jones, Gabby fucking
From
Garcia,
an entertainment
bro.
standpoint,
I
you
was
said it
ready to
yourself.
fire
right?
off, and you just fucked my brain. Hold on. Go ahead.
So Gabby Garcia and Craig Jones, let's talk about what it was. Okay. It was a fun experience for everybody involved. I don't need Craig Jones doing a little strip show before and all the semantics. Like, I'm cool with just like them grappling, but it was fun to watch. I thought that Craig Jones was gonna break her fucking ankle.
I was a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie. I was sitting there watching it like, dude, don't do it. Don't do it. Because that's
he
a
cranked it
douche move.
pretty hard.
Bro, her foot looked like it was upside down and backwards.
Yeah.
And all kinds of discombobulated, bro.
Yeah, but shout out to Gabby though.
She's
like,
a savage, dude. And you know
Yeah.
what, dude? She's a trooper for going through with it all and doing the whole thing, all the skits and everything,
Yeah.
that they had set up. Like, shout out to her for like really, really trying to help promote this. And it worked. I mean, look
Yeah.
at how many, what they have the first day. It said like 1.3 million viewers, dude.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it was
Jiu-Jitsu's
insane.
growing, and
yeah.
that's going to help. You know what I mean? And maybe if CJI and ADCC continue this little feud, maybe it's going to do nothing but fuel the future for Jiu-Jitsu.
Dude, it's
you
great.
know?
It's like WWF and WCW, man.
Back in the
to
day,
have
right?
the challenge, that's why
Yeah.
Monday Night Raw and Monday nights were so good, because there was a feud going.
Right.
So like it only helps the fans. I thought one of the most important things, like, that was really cool. Like, I know I'm getting a little bit off topic of Craig Jones and Gabby Garcia.
It was a
but-
lot this weekend. I get it, bro.
But I thought it was very cool how you could see CJI anywhere that you went, as far as like social media. If you wanted it on YouTube, if you wanted it on Instagram, wherever, man, like, it was readily available and it was easy to watch.
Yeah.
So like it was smooth. Like, I mean, I thought it was great. And Craig Jones. Okay, back to that. Craig Jones and Gabby Garcia.
Your brain is worse than mine.
Dude,
right now,
yeah, I'm
Oh my
firing
God.
right now. Craig Jones and Gabby Garcia. Going back to that.
Yeah,
Um,
you said that.
I thought, was that bet real that he put on that match?
I don't know.
That $100,000. So he might have thrown away $100,000. Whatever.
I think he did it on purpose.
Yeah, it worked, man. A lot of people are talking about it, but Yeah, man, what a weekend, dude.
Dude, for sure.
Let's hear your take. We'll get to Tackett and Rotolo here pretty soon, but let's hear your take on Gordon and Yuri. I don't know if there's any person in the world, let's be real, did anybody think that Yuri had a shot?
No, I mean I didn't like, and especially with the size difference. Like I said, like Gordon loves picking on the little fellas. It seems like lately. Like I don't understand it, but
did you watch the lead up Yuri's like all access training footage for ADCC?
Mm-mm.
You have Flow Grappling, so go back and watch it. Okay, there's all access. Okay, he's training with a bunch of nobodies. Okay.
Where is
he? Very small gym.
Where is he training?
He's training with I don't know, bro.
Because from what I heard on the announcement is that he's got a Kyotera Academy affiliation. So why isn't he training there with a big affiliation?
Look at the footage.
Okay,
he's training.
I gotta go.
He's
watch
training.
it.
I mean, maybe they're good grapplers. Like, don't get me wrong, they probably are really good grapplers. But there's only like 2 or 3 of them. And it's a very small gym. Yuri, like in that footage, like it's your highlight reel, dude, and you look out of shape in it.
So you think he just wasn't prepared? You think he has a shot normally?
No, but also like I think they just try to sell us wolf tickets. You know, like I don't think.
Well, yeah, they're all filler. They're all just little filler matches. Like why? Like honestly, like. Okay,
I was hoping
why
there would be more.
Why have there been so many talks over the last couple of years? There's been talks of Kaynan Duarte and Gordon Ryan, but it just hasn't happened yet.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly feel like maybe he might be the only guy we got left right now in this current time right now that can give him a really good run. Next to Philippe Pena, match number 5. But right, how many people want to see that? Right? I mean, we're over it, right? And so why hasn't that happened yet? It's because Gordon doesn't feel like he's at his best yet because he's still got his little tummy issues. So he's got these little filler matches in between just to keep the fans happy and keep us all hooked until it really happens. Like,
you think so?
Yeah, bro. I mean, they've talked about it for at least a year or 2, and it hasn't happened yet for one reason or another. And I don't think it's because Kaynan Duarte is like, no, I don't want to do it.
Well, Gordon's, I mean, he's
always hurt.
Gordon's saying he's not competing right now because he's got his issues. I mean, his stomach issues have to be really fucked up. I know he's been to like every doctor in this country over this thing, and they can't figure it out, or they can't come to a certain conclusion. I don't know, man.
I don't know.
I don't understand it. Like, if he needs a stomach transplant, like somebody give him a new stomach.
I don't even know if that's possible.
It's got to be, dude.
It's got
2024.
Yeah, almost 2025,
yeah,
dude.
It's gotta
be, a few more
man.
months. I don't know, man, but at some point, I think somebody's gonna get him, and I don't know who.
Yeah.
To be honest, like if I gave Kaynan Duarte like a percentage, I'd say he's got a 35% chance, maybe.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of the highest percentage that anybody's had recently.
Yeah.
So I mean, but who do you think?
I don't think there is anybody.
The only other person I could see is if Josh Saunders takes another year or 2 to solidly train as hard as he can and then come back and challenge him again. But even then, he got submitted by Gordon Ryan.
Yeah.
And Gordon didn't seem to really work that hard. So it's like, I don't know, man. He is a beast.
I don't know if there is anybody right now in grappling that can beat Gordon Ryan. Like, I don't think the person is out there like on the scene right now. Like, maybe they're coming up in the scene.
Yeah.
Like, but I don't think like we know his name yet.
Yeah. No.
Like,
and that could very well be it. You know, it might have to just be a few years down the road when somebody comes up. Because, dude, these kids nowadays, man, are monsters,
they're coming up quick.
Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the difference between like we've talked about this before, generational thing, right? Our generation, we didn't have jiu-jitsu when we were 4 years old.
No.
Now they have it available, right? It's on every street corner now almost, and which is amazing. I want it to keep growing, but my point is these kids are going to become fucking monsters, dude. And old school jiu-jitsu is going to be like a dinosaur thing.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy like how quickly progressing these kids are and continuing to get.
And they're getting faster and stronger and bigger. It's irritating.
Yeah. You know, I'll tell you what, you know, there's a lot of young talent that's in this area, man, that's it's people to watch out for, like in the big scene.
Absolutely.
I think that like this area in the Central Valley, man, we got some of the best talent in this country in grappling, and I think that there's going to be more than a handful of guys from around here competing in big time ADCC in the future.
Yeah, for sure.
Some purple belts, some brown belts, some, probably potentially some blue belts that I don't even really know that well.
Yeah.
That are coming up right now that are just going to be savages. And it's great to see, man. We get to enjoy it because like we're getting up there in age and rank and all that. So like we don't have to compete in this kind of stuff forever.
My age is getting going faster than my rank, but yeah, no, and that's the thing too, is like nowadays I try to think about it and I'm like, man, do I want to keep competing? And now I'm like, there's days where I'm like, nah, dude, I'm getting too old for this shit. And then there's times where my wife reminds me, especially, and I love it. She's like, hey, you're at a point where you can, and you one day will not be able to. So get it in while you can, kind of thing, right? Enjoy the journey now. And I'm like, yeah, that's a great point. Like, yeah, I'm not, in the best. I'm not in my prime anymore, and I'm not, this, that, and the other. But at the same time, I could still do it. So I want to try.
I'm gonna try to go like Helio, man, till I die, man. Then
just
get my
keep
90s,
on competing,
man.
Have
not
a
even competing,
division
not even competing. Helio wasn't even about competition in his older age. It was about spreading the knowledge.
Oh yeah, no, I'm never gonna quit jiu-jitsu, bro. Like honestly,
but like I'm saying, like I'm gonna have to really be like wheelchair bound before.
Yeah. No, I meant competing wise. No, I'm never gonna quit jiu-jitsu. Even if I'm in a wheelchair, bro, I'll just go out there and try to just do some rolls, roll around, little forward rolls and stuff. Get those in.
Yeah, dude. I have you seen that lady that's out there? She's a purple belt, Gracie Baja. They call her on Instagram
like
the Jiu-Jitsu Granny.
Yeah, I've seen her, dude. But I have somebody like that in my academy. I see every week, and you know him.
Yeah,
Old Man Dan, bro. Oh, yeah. Shout out to him,
Grandpa
Brown Belt.
Dan.
He don't realize it, like, cause he's fun and he's funny and he has a good time.
He's a
with
unicorn,
us.
man.
But he doesn't realize that he's actually a little bit of an inspiration to a lot of us because he's in there rolling hard at the ripe old age of 75, I think. Dude, like if I can move half as good as him at 75, I'll call it winning.
Yeah.
And he's in there rolling around with me and younger guys, dude, in their 20s.
Oh, dude, and Grandpa Dan is
rounds, dude, and going ham, bro.
It's a solid roll.
Like you get the grunt.
Yeah.
Everybody who from Strive who's rolled with Grandpa Dan knows that sound right there. It's so funny, but like I said, dude, he's pretty much an inspiration. And I've told him before, man, if I could be like you when I grow up, I consider myself lucky.
Yeah,
because it's impressive, dude.
Yeah, man,
it's impressive. Dude, he's competing still. He just competed recently at Worlds last year.
That's what's even more impressive about him.
Like, dude.
Is he puts it on the line too. Like he is not afraid to get out there and compete and throw it out. Dude, and he does well too. He's won world championships at multiple levels.
He took bronze last year.
Yeah,
I mean, he's still hitting the podium. You know? And yeah, there's not as many competitors, but it's still the point is like he's traveling down there. I mean, I think the last time was in LA or Vegas. I can't remember which one. Obviously, it's one of the two, but. And he travels there and he goes and competes and
he puts it out there, man.
Yeah, man, and it's so cool because we get to watch him on Flow Grappling when he does the IBJJFs and stuff. So shout out to him, dude. He's awesome.
Guy.
Yeah, he is.
Shout out to Grandpa Dan. We got to get him on pretty soon, but
I got to talk him into it. I'm gonna talk to him this Friday tomorrow. Yeah. I'm gonna talk to him about it. Like, hey, come on in.
Yeah,
but you got to be ready to talk.
Yeah, we have some interesting things going on with Grapplers Talk. We got awesome new episodes coming at you each and every single week. We also have new stickers available, so hit us up for stickers. We have a little thing. We need reviews out there, guys. So people don't realize, but podcasts are really driven by reviews. So if you could go out there, just take a couple minutes out of your day to give us a brief review on either Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Let us know. Send us a screenshot, and we will send you some stickers, or we'll come by your academy and drop some off for you. But check us out on all social media platforms. Subscribe to Grapplers Talk on Instagram. Follow us, follow our reels, check them out. We're going to be around the scene here pretty soon. Chris has been doing some traveling in Sacramento and working, so He's looking for places to train. I've been sending him all of your guys' recommendations, so you might see him around here.
Absolutely. Probably in the next week or two. Had a slow week at work this week, but once it starts picking up again, I'll be in the Sacramento area, and I might have a couple hour breaks. So hopefully I can pop into some of the academies up there, get to know everybody, introduce myself, and see if I have any stickers. I'll give you guys some stickers and see if we can get some new guests on the podcast. We're always looking for new people, and I do appreciate everybody listening. This is just, it's been an awesome journey so far, Dave. And like what I thoroughly enjoy is when we're at an event and somebody comes up to me and says they like the podcast, man. That feels like the world to me, dude. It just feels good knowing that people are listening and enjoying it.
It's awesome, man.
And thank you guys.
Yeah, it's crazy. Lately, I've had a lot of experiences of people coming up at gas stations or just random places and been like, hey, I love the podcast.
Yeah.
I listen to it. I love it. So
I still have people saying, I didn't even know that was you, dude. I'm like, yeah, man, it's me.
It's crazy, man. But like we get a lot of love. We get a lot of messages all the time from you guys telling us how much you guys support us, and we couldn't do this thing without you. So we appreciate each and every one of you. Appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you all for listening and subscribing to Grapplers Talk. This has been another great episode. Other than that, man, this has been awesome. I'm Dave.
I'm Chris.
And we are out.
This is Grapplers Talk.